Page 26, the baby elephant. You look at the key signature and you think, I don't think so. However, if you just learn the scales, you get to where the key signatures don't mean a whole lot because you look at that and think, what scale is it? You just play the notes in the scale. You don't worry about all these flats. There's 5 flats and there's only 5 black keys, so you know you're using all the black keys. The question is, which white keys are you using? We'll get there. Let's look this over. It's about a page and a half long. Clef signs are still treble and bass clef. There are 5 flats in the key signature. We are in the key of D flat major. So go ahead and do the scale for D flat major. I don't consider this a beginner's scale, but when you're first learning it, just do it 1 octave up and down is fine. I think I don't cover 1 octave in the video. I go straight to 2 octaves once you get to this level, but start with 1 octave up there and go ahead and do the minor key also. The D flat, the minor scale with 5 flats is B flat minor. So go ahead and do that. You just well do them both. That way when you do it, you know an F is 1 white key and a C is the other. So your white keys are F and C. Otherwise, you're playing all black keys. Take it 1 hand at a time and see what kind of a mess we have here. The right hand, you have an F and A flat. It's in the key signature. D flat. The here and then the here. They're all black keys. However, there's an 8VA under that staff. Remember rule for 8VA. If it's above the staff, you go up. If it's below the staff, you go down. So this isn't here. You play it here. You're playing down here. Second line, 3rd measure, the AVA goes away. Now you're up here. We have a C, an E flat, and an A flat. I just spell out the chord each time. And then you come down. It's a B flat, a D flat, and a G flat. They're all black keys. And then top of page 27, you're back like you were at the beginning with the AVA under it. You come down here. For 2 measures, then the AVA goes away. You're here. You're already right there, just 3rd finger. Just remember, you're playing all black keys except for the F and the C. Those are the only white keys you have, so otherwise, they're all black keys. Second line. Okay, you get this all right. 3rd line down, you're here. Now an A natural. Oh, isn't that nice? That sounds lovely. And then going on, you have your chords like you were toward the beginning, but the AVA again, you're down here. Now this is tricky going from here to here. If you would like, I'll show you a little different fingering so you don't have to go from here to here. That's a little awkward. You can do that if you want, but you don't really have to. But again, in piano, a lot of times when we work out something to fix something, we kind of create other problems. So which problem do you want? This problem is you got to go from here to here. I can get rid of that, but now I'm introducing another problem. But it might come in handy, who knows? So that is, instead of fingering that first chord, 1, 2, 5, I'm going to go 2, 3, 5. And I'm saving the thumb for that. And that's much easier. The problem is getting to here. Let's go back to the beginning, where the right hand plays the half notes here, and then here. To get to here, I got to come here. I got to do that. So I'm going to do. If you don't want to do that, then stick with the fingering in the book. But if this doesn't bother you, then you can do that. I'm only doing that when I have that E coming up. Otherwise, I'm using that one. It's up to you and your teacher as to what fingering you use. I'm just giving you options. Left hand, let's see what we got. The left hand, mostly quarter notes are down here. A D flat and an A. Now you're going back and forth here. So I'm recommending you use 2nd finger on this. Hey, your thumb doesn't have to play all of those. Do here and then here. Thumb on the B flat. This is a very common pattern, especially in boogie woogies and I recommend you just 2 on the A flat, not thumb. Second line, second measure, you come up here. I suggest this second finger's here, keep it there. Reach up with the thumb. See, I can do it all right there. And then the next measure, the last measure on page 26, I just bring the third finger on that D flat, G flat. So I'm going from here to here. I'm not moving the hand around. So again, the second line on page 26, you're starting down here. Then the third measure, I'm up here. And then the next one, just thumb comes down. And then go on. I got all of those notes in one hand position, more or less. If you can reach an octave, you don't have to reach them all at one time because you're moving around a little bit. I go from here, here, and then here, and then here. If your hands are big enough. Now, if you got really little hands, you may have to be stuck with the fingering in the book. But if you can, I recommend the fingering I'm offering here. Now, on page 27 at the top, the third measure, the half notes, here you can go ahead and do thumb on the A flat. Because in the next line we get G flat. Second finger there. If you do second finger, that's fine, but then you got to get third finger on the second line. I'll leave that up to you, whether you do thumb or second finger and third finger, you decide on your fingering there. If it's different than the book, pencil it in and stick with it. Put the hands together. Well, the first 2 measures is just left hand, so the third measure, we're here. Sounds really heavy. I guess the elephants do that, so my hand comes out. The left hand's not really moving. Okay, now, top of page 27. First line, last 2 measures, you're here. This elephant. I think he needs some coffee too. Anyway, you put the hands together. I don't want to listen to the rest of it. And then go back over very slowly and take out the hesitations as quickly as possible, please, but play slow. And then we'll add in the articulation. And here, you're pretty much connecting it. These, you can't connect them, but try to. Don't play them staccato. I don't think the elephant is tap dancing here. He's walking, so you're staying down. So play it fairly connected all the way through. You have to lift up for the rest. That's fine. Now you can lift up for the phrasing in the right hand if you want. Top of page 27, the last 2 measures. So the first line, you're here. Going on the next measure, the second line, you can lift up. Just lift up, like taking a breath. If you want to put in the phrasing, that's fine. And the left hand, I suggest you connect it. So those measures again, this is first line, the last 2 measures on page 27. We're here. Connect this. I'm going to lift this up. I'm connecting that. So I'm lifting up in the right hand for the phrasing, but I'm connecting the left hand all the way through. And I want you to have an idea of the articulation. Let's think about the dynamics. And this is going to be a bit of a challenge. We have to be careful. It's forte at the beginning, which is loud here. Not super loud, loud. Our problem is when you're down here, it gets loud all by itself. You don't even have to try. You just don't get super loud. But when the right hand comes in, we want to hear that. So the left hand's got to get in the background. So you're going from here to this. All of a sudden you're light in the left hand because we want to hear the right hand. Page 27, third measure, first line. You come down a little bit. louder. This is soft. Think soft here because when it's down here, it's going to be louder anyway. So even though you're playing it soft, you think you are, you're actually playing it quite a bit louder. We want to hear the right hand, that's the melody. And then in the third line, you're back up to loud again, like you were at the beginning. At the bottom, last line, you have a dim in the second measure. That's diminuendo, which means gradually get softer. You're going to go down to soft, but plan it out. So you're sort of loud here, and this is the last line. It's here. And sort of loud, sort of soft, and then soft. And this is a trick down here because this really wants to be loud. Just very light. Let the keys go down gently and slowly. You can stroke it just a little bit. Loose wrist, just stroke it. Try and make sure you get them down at the same time. If you don't have those notes because you have a short keyboard, you play the lowest ones you have. That's fine. Real soft. It's just the elephant's going away, I guess. I don't know. Then the speed. Well, you think of an elephant walking. Andante is not slow. It's just kind of a casual walk, kind of a casual stroll. Somewhere in there. Just all the way through until the third line on page 27. You're going to slow down a little bit. You slowed down. Something happened. I'm not quite sure I want to get into it. It might be personal, but something happened. And then in the third measure, they don't tell you to take off again. Here. Well, when they don't, that typically means you stay slow. You slowed down, and now you're going to stay slow for the rest of the piece. Because if they wanted you to take off again, they would give you an off tempo. I don't know if it's an error or not. I'm going to pretend it's not. And the rest of the piece now is going to be at that slow speed. However much you slow down, that's your new speed. That's interpretation. If you don't want to be slow like that, then go ahead and pretend there's an off tempo there and go back up. It's interpreting it. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Feel the natural accents all the way through. They've added pedal at the end, the last two measures here. I disagree. I would not add pedal there, but if you want to add pedal, you go ahead. Push the pedal down right after you play the notes, and you lift the pedal up with the hands at the same time. I'm not going to show the pedal if that's all they're going to do. You can add pedal if you want, but in my opinion, we don't need it. Please don't copy me if you choose to play this. You feel this. Think of the elephant walking or whatever they're doing or however they're doing it. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. This may be hard to do when you're down there. It's hard to hear the notes. Do the best you can. Just one hand at a time if you need to. I'm not doing louds and softs, so I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Three, four. 2, 3, 4.